A quiet evening in a typical American living room. A young adult sits on the couch, scrolling through old family photos. They pause at a picture of their childhood home. Memories flood back. The laughter, the harsh words, the bedtime stories that once felt comforting now come with questions. Have you ever wondered why certain words from your parents still echo in your mind, shaping your choices, your confidence, even your relationships? Why moments of praise feel like life's fuel, and moments of criticism sting even years later? Today, we're exploring a truth most of us avoid: the profound impact of childhood experiences on who we become as adults. This journey is not about blame or resentment. It is about understanding, self-reflection, and growth, so we can build healthier relationships and stronger emotional resilience. By exploring these truths, we can begin to see our parents as humans with struggles, fears, and limitations, just like ourselves. Understanding this perspective can transform how we view our past, reshape our present, and influence how we parent or relate to others in the future. 1. The imprint of words. From the very first moments of life, words carry power. Every comment, instruction, compliment, or critique leaves an invisible mark on a child's mind. Praise nurtures courage, builds self-esteem, and creates a sense of belonging. Criticism, even when meant constructively, can leave seeds of doubt, insecurity, or fear that persist well into adulthood. Think back to a time when your parents recognized even a small achievement, perhaps a good grade, a kind gesture, or a creative effort. That acknowledgement, no matter how simple, instilled a belief that your efforts mattered. On the other hand, repeated harsh words or comparisons to others may have planted insecurities, creating mental hurdles we still struggle with today. Words are not temporary. They are the silent architects of our self-image, confidence, and emotional health. The more we reflect on the language of our childhood, the better we understand how our inner dialogue, the voice that encourages or doubts us, was shaped. Recognizing this is the first step toward reclaiming control over our thoughts and self-perception. 2. Actions speak louder than words. Actions often leave a stronger impression than verbal instructions. Children notice behaviors more than lectures. The way a parent handles stress, reacts to challenges, or celebrates small victories teaches lessons that words cannot convey. Simple acts, preparing breakfast, helping with homework, attending school performances, or offering a comforting hug, communicate care, love, and reliability. Conversely, repeated neglect, impatience, or expressions of frustration create silent lessons of doubt and emotional insecurity. These behavioral patterns continue into adulthood. Our ability to empathize, manage conflicts, or build relationships often mirrors what we observed in our parents' actions. Understanding the depth of these lessons allows us to consciously choose which behaviors to embrace and which patterns to leave behind. 3. The mirror effect. Parents are mirrors reflecting their own childhood experiences. Their fears, habits, and emotional tendencies are often inherited from what they observed or endured growing up. Understanding this mirror effect allows us to view parents not as perfect role models or villains, but as humans striving to navigate life with the tools they were given. A parent who struggles to express love may have grown up without witnessing affection. A parent who exhibits perfectionism or strictness might be responding to pressures they faced in childhood. This perspective helps us develop empathy rather than resentment. We can acknowledge their humanity, learn from their strengths, and consciously break cycles of behavior that may have caused harm. Recognizing the mirror effect is a powerful tool. It transforms judgment into understanding, allowing us to form healthier relationships with our parents, siblings, and future generations. 4. Childhood shapes emotional habits. Emotional habits are often formed in childhood. Experiences of encouragement, neglect, praise, or criticism lay the foundation for emotional patterns that persist throughout life. A child frequently encouraged to explore and take risks is more likely to develop confidence and resilience. A child repeatedly corrected or criticized may internalize fear of failure or hesitation in new situations. These patterns are subconscious but influential. They guide decision-making, relationships, and self-perception as adults. By recognizing how our upbringing shaped our emotional tendencies, we can begin to consciously reshape responses that no longer serve us. For instance, learning to respond with confidence instead of anxiety, or practicing patience rather than impulsive reactions, can create emotional freedom previously limited by childhood patterns. Understanding this connection between early experiences and adult emotional habits is key to personal growth, healthier relationships, and greater mental well-being. 5. The role of cultural norms. Parenting is deeply influenced by cultural, social, and societal norms. In the United States, parenting often emphasizes independence, self-expression, and personal achievement, balanced with guidance and boundaries. Yet, even within these frameworks, harsh words, unrealistic expectations, or emotional neglect can leave lasting impressions. Cultural expectations can shape how parents respond to challenges or success. For example, a parent focused on achievement may inadvertently place pressure on a child, while a parent emphasizing emotional openness may teach self-awareness and empathy. Recognizing these cultural factors helps us contextualize parental behavior and approach family dynamics with compassion rather than judgment. By understanding the intersection of culture and upbringing, we can better navigate our own emotional responses and make intentional choices in our relationships and parenting styles. 6. Lessons hidden in mistakes. Parents make mistakes. It is inevitable. Forgotten commitments, harsh reactions, or misjudgments are part of being human. Yet, these mistakes carry hidden lessons that shape resilience, patience, adaptability, and empathy. For instance, a parent who lost their temper might teach a child the importance of self-control. Financial mistakes may provide lessons in planning and prudence. Neglect, though painful, can reveal the value of seeking support and developing independence. The essential skill is perspective. Instead of focusing solely on errors or shortcomings, we can ask, what can I learn from this experience? By reframing our perception, we transform childhood challenges into tools for lifelong growth, turning adversity into a source of strength and emotional intelligence. 7. The power of perspective. Perspective changes everything. How we view our childhood, whether through the lens of blame, resentment, or understanding, shapes our emotional health, decision-making, and relationships. By choosing empathy, we can see that our parents acted within their limitations, influenced by their upbringing, social pressures, and personal struggles. Looking back with understanding transforms the way we interpret past events. The harsh words, forgotten promises, or strict boundaries are no longer permanent wounds. They become lessons. Perspective allows us to see the love behind imperfect actions and the effort behind their mistakes. This approach nurtures emotional maturity, allowing us to interact with parents, siblings, and even our own children in healthier, more compassionate ways. Developing this lens of perspective requires reflection. Journaling, talking with trusted friends, or even revisiting old memories with an open heart can help. The more we practice, the more we replace judgment with understanding. By embracing perspective, we not only heal old wounds, but also equip ourselves to handle life's challenges with wisdom, empathy, and clarity. 8. Breaking generational patterns. Generational patterns are behaviors, beliefs, and emotional tendencies passed unconsciously through families. Without awareness, these cycles continue, shaping relationships, parenting styles, and personal choices. By observing our parents' actions and reflecting on our own upbringing, we gain the power to interrupt negative patterns. If childhood was filled with constant criticism, perfectionism, or emotional suppression, we can choose a different approach for our children or those around us. Replacing judgment with encouragement, impatience with understanding, and neglect with consistent care fosters healthier emotional development. This conscious effort can prevent repeating cycles of fear, resentment, or insecurity. Breaking generational patterns also strengthens personal identity. It allows us to define our own values, beliefs, and emotional responses rather than being dictated by inherited behaviors. The process takes awareness, patience, and deliberate practice, but the outcome is a family environment rooted in love, empathy, and emotional stability. 9. Forgiveness as freedom. Forgiveness is a profound act of liberation. It is not about condoning mistakes, but freeing oneself from the heavy burden of resentment, anger, or unresolved pain. Holding on to negative emotions towards our parents often prevents us from fully living in the present and forming healthy relationships. Forgiving is a personal journey. It starts by acknowledging emotions honestly, the hurt, disappointment, and frustration, and gradually choosing to release them. This act does not diminish past experiences. Instead, it transforms them into opportunities for emotional growth. Forgiveness strengthens our mental health, increases resilience, and enhances our ability to empathize with others. When we forgive, we reclaim control over our emotions. We stop allowing past events to dictate present behaviors. This freedom opens doors to deeper connections, healthier communication, and a more peaceful state of mind. It is an essential step toward emotional independence and personal empowerment. 10. Embracing gratitude. Gratitude reshapes the way we view our past. Even in challenging childhoods, there are moments of effort, care, and love that deserve acknowledgement. Recognizing these instances fosters emotional maturity and resilience. It allows us to shift focus from shortcomings to appreciation. When we reflect on small sacrifices, the guidance offered, or moments of support, we begin to see our parents as humans doing their best under imperfect circumstances. Gratitude encourages empathy, patience, and understanding, reducing long-standing resentments. It strengthens family bonds and reinforces a positive outlook on life. Beyond family, practicing gratitude improves mental health, enhances relationships, and increases overall well-being. Journaling daily about small positive experiences, reflecting on parental efforts, and verbalizing appreciation can create a habit of mindfulness. This approach transforms past hardships into learning experiences and empowers us to approach life with hope, compassion, and emotional strength. 11. Learning emotional intelligence. Childhood provides a foundation for emotional intelligence if we observe and reflect. Understanding our parents' emotions, intentions, and limitations helps us develop empathy, self-awareness, and effective communication skills. Emotional intelligence is crucial for success in personal relationships, careers, and social interactions. By examining how parents handled stress, frustration, or affection, we gain insight into managing our own responses. Childhood experiences, even difficult ones, can teach negotiation, conflict resolution, and emotional regulation. Developing these skills enhances relationships, reduces misunderstandings, and cultivates patience and tolerance. Adults with high emotional intelligence approach challenges with composure, build deeper connections, and foster supportive environments. Through conscious reflection and practice, we transform early experiences into a rich source of learning, equipping ourselves for a balanced, emotionally healthy, and fulfilling life. 12. Transforming childhood into strength. Childhood is not a cage but a lens. Every difficult memory, harsh word, or moment of neglect can become fuel for resilience, empathy, and wisdom. Reflecting on experiences allows us to convert pain into strength, weakness into learning, and challenges into opportunities for growth. We can actively reshape inherited emotional patterns, turning insecurities into motivation and mistakes into guidance for others. Understanding the lessons hidden in parental actions empowers us to choose responses aligned with compassion, patience, and self-awareness. Transforming childhood into strength requires conscious effort, reflecting on experiences, identifying emotional triggers, practicing forgiveness, and embracing gratitude. This approach allows us to live intentionally, break destructive cycles, and create healthier, more meaningful relationships with ourselves and others. By doing so, we reclaim our past as a powerful foundation for our future. Looking back, our parents were doing their best, imperfect humans navigating life, just like us. Their love, mistakes, guidance, and struggles shaped who we are today. Understanding their humanity allows us to approach life and relationships with compassion, insight, and emotional balance. We now have the power to see them through a lens of empathy, carry forward the lessons, and consciously break free from cycles of criticism, fear, or emotional limitation. By practicing forgiveness, gratitude, and emotional intelligence, we transform our childhood into a source of strength, wisdom, and resilience. If this video helped you view your parents and yourself in a new light, support this channel. Let's continue exploring life's truths, growing together, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. Hit the subscribe button, join our journey of reflection and growth, and let's create a future built on understanding, empathy, and positivity. Remember, every step you take toward compassion and awareness builds a stronger, brighter, and more connected life. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of this meaningful journey.